Alright guys, end of the season is coming up. Let's just see if we can get this video done before the time runs out and the game restarts on me. So we're basically doing a deck and fight or deck profile for Ancient Dragons, Limit Break, Tornado Quake, Crit Shenanigans, Greatness. Now his deck has been pretty good. The crit pressure is really nice. He's basically Tyranno Legend, but early game, less cost. Which more cost is good also because you basically get to line up more columns, especially with the new cards that came out. You know, the deck is, like I said, deck's good. Early crit pressure is like playing MLB without the retire, taking out intercept, stuff like that, pushing really hard to be able to get free cards. So let's take a look at the deck list. It's pretty good. We're still using the Tyranno Legend starter Ancient Dragon Baby Rex. Mostly because we have Tyranno Legend as our heal trigger. So its skill is on rear guard. When it's retired during your turn, Counterblast 1, call it Ancient Dragon Tyranno Legend from outside your deck. So you basically just create another heal trigger that's pretty good. It's better than the starter for the Legion mate. That basically Counterblast 1 calls a Legion mate after when it's retired. It's okay. I just think this one's better because you basically get to duplicate more heal triggers. You get to use it early to be able to do an early game push. And like I said, the other one's based off Limit Break. It does have resist, so it's not bad, but this is more of my preference when it comes to the starter. We're also playing the main card of the deck, Ancient Dragon Tyranno Quake. I was super excited when I pulled all 4 of these so quickly. It was super nice. I was able to test the deck early, started playing it and getting in there, and it's done pretty well. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Just being able to have a manual crit every turn, felt good to me. But like it just like not being the deck doesn't plus at all. So you run out of cards pretty quickly if you're not checking triggers. Like it's a struggle to be able to, apply pressure. At least with the Break Rod from Break Rod, the Spinal Driver, you was able to ride your Break Rod, get rid of all your dead cards, and then draw new ones. So that was pretty nice, and then swing with a lot of big crit, especially when you're denying your opponent limit break. It was pretty good. You play a bunch of self damagers and you just swing with Tyranno Legend if you don't have the Break Rod. But this one's a little bit tougher. Just everything in the meta game right now is just it pushes fast, it pluses, and this deck just doesn't plus as much. So it's tough for it to keep going, and it doesn't really take away anything from your opponent. It just really just pressures your opponent really hard. It's basically a little bit lesser grade than Risers, basically. It has the multi attack Legion, it has the crit pressure Legion, but it's just it's a lot more priest reliant than Risers are. But none to say, it's still good, still pretty strong cards, pretty fun. So if you decide you do want to play this, you will enjoy yourself. I definitely enjoyed this deck. I did, get a couple ranks, but yeah. So it's Legion Mate is Ancient Dragon Tyranno Bright. Now Tyranno Bright is a really good card. A grade 2 that can basically call itself back out of the drop zone is super nice. It feels better if it was just duplicating itself, to be honest, than calling itself out of the drop because of the other Legion skill. But we play what we got and we just take it, and it's still good skill anyway. But Vanguard skill, once per turn during your battle phase, you can retire when a Ancient Dragon rear guard is retired during your turn while this card is Legion, plus 5k and a crit. Super good crit pressure. It doesn't have to retire one itself with its own skill to be able to get the crit. You can retire with other cards that you do have coming out, but it's pretty good. Early crit. Opponent had to swing it, crit him to 4. Pretty nice. And then it also has a Vanguard skill. When it attacks, it actually can retire rear guard to get plus 5k. So it's a 30k beat stick if you ride the Break Rod. It's a 30, what is it? Plus 5k. So it's a 30k. It's a 30k beat stick if you don't ride Break Rod because it gets plus 5k and a crit, and then it gets plus 5k if you use the skill to retire. And then if you Break Ride, it's like a 40 plus k Vanguard swinging, so he's always hitting over good numbers. All right, and then we're playing 4 of that. You can see a nice little SP I pulled. I was so happy about that. It's super good. All right, and then we also have the double rare legion, the ancient dragon magma armor. Pretty good. It's mostly just a multi-attack guy. It basically turns any rear guard into a Tyrannobite or a Guanogorg to basically just call itself back out for Counterblast 1. So it legions with the Ancient Dragon Knight Armor, which is really helpful because it's another card that retires rear guards in the battle phase. Now, it's not as good because it swings at Vanguard, but it does get a buff right before G to be able to just swing at anything and get that skill off. But if it hits Vanguard, you can countercharge, so that's pretty nice. So on Vanguard, once per turn during the battle phase, when your rear guard is retired, if you are in Legion, Counterblast 1 to call this card into an empty rear guard. So you retire one of your other cards, and basically it becomes an empty rear guard circle, obviously, because the card is retired, and you basically just call the same card back out from your drop zone. So you basically get the, swing, retire, swing at Van with the card. So like swing with the card unboosted, swing at an intercept, then swing with the card that's going to retire it. This skill procs counterblast 1 to call it back. So basically just a really good card at when your opponent's at 5 and you have at least one card that retires cards. Not really good early game. Like I was comparing it to risers, it's not. It's Drill Wing, and this is not good early game. You don't want to see it. You just want to see a Tyranno and push crit pressure as much as possible. And then it has the Legion skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's another card in the same column as it gets plus 3k. So it hits pretty good numbers. Alright, and we're playing a 1-of Break Ride. Everyone has their preferences of how they want to play the last 5 cards in the deck. You always, play the 8 Legions, definitely a given. But the last 5 is always player's preference. Everyone's definitely on the Tyranno Legend heal trigger bit, but the last one is player's preference is the Ancient Dragon Spinal Gyro is what I'm playing. Basically Break Ride. If you do run into those slow games and you are going first, riding this isn't bad because you can take out the triggers that you do draw, retire those for more draws, and then Legion them back with the Legion. So pretty nice. And it also gives your Vanguard another crit to basically just pop PGs and damage deny your opponent. So Limit Break skill, when rolled upon, your Vanguard gets plus 10k, plus 1 crit to the end of turn. Retire 2 rear guards. It is not choice, it is mandatory. You will retire everything you have if you only have 2. You will even retire resist, and you draw equal number of cards that you retired. And then it has the Break Ride skill when it attacks the Vanguard plus 3k. So super nice. And then we're playing the Tyranno Legend as our heal, Ancient Dragon Tyranno Legend. Basically just to have multiple heals in our drop zone. If you do ride him as Vanguard, you get to make more Baby Rexes, which makes more heal triggers, which put more heal triggers back in your deck, and you just heal Frenzy. Guess la who? Yeah, no. Limit Break skill, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, retire 3 units to get 10,000 power plus 1 crit to the end of battle, and in addition, call a Ancient Dragon Baby Rex from your deck, from outside your deck. So you basically just create a Baby Rex. And then Counterblast 2 to get plus 5k is another skill that you don't really have to use. You don't use at all, so it's just there. Alright, and we're still playing the Ancient Dragon Dino Crowd. That's Crowd, right? Yeah. One of our retires gets plus 5k. So on Vanguard or Rear Guard, when it attacks any unit, retire Ancient Dragon Rear Guard to get plus 5k. So it procs your retire skills and gets power. I'm a 12k attacker fanatic person, so I'm always about 12ks. Hitting those 11k numbers is what I like to do during your turn when your Vanguard's Ancient Dragon plus 3k. 12k attacker, gotta love him. Playing 2 of those, 1 SP, super nice. And then we're also playing the 3 of the Ancient Dragon Knight Armor. We're only playing 3 of him now because of the skill of him having to hit Vanguard. You know what I mean? You don't really want to see him too much, but when he gets that buff to be able to just swing at anything, he will become better. You will bump him up a little bit to 4, so you can make sure you have those attackers, those retires to basically, proc those skills. So his skills right now is when he attacks a Vanguard, if he hits, If you are in Legion, retire another one of your ancient dragons to get plus 5k, and then also get the following ability. If the attack hits, you basically get the counter charge. So counter charge in the deck, super nice. We have a good amount of counter charge, so you know what I mean, you don't have to really manage your counter blast too well. You know, you have it for days. And then we're also playing, basically the MVP of the deck is the Ancient Dragon Tyranno Bite. He is the grade 2 intercept to basically, you know what I mean, that if he's tired, you can call him back at any place you want to put him at. If you want to put him in the back to save him, you want to put him in the front to protect your stuff. You know what I mean. If you can't hit numbers with what you have, you can put him in the back, swing at your van with no thing that's hitting numbers that's not an intercept, and retire this guy, and then put an intercept up. So you know what I mean. You have your aggression, you have your defense. It's pretty nice. His skill is on rear guard during your turn. If your Vanguard is Ancient Dragon, Counterblast 1 to call this card back from the drop zone. Now I don't remember if Gore's skill was like that. I felt like he basically made a copy of himself, but we're gonna read him and find out. I can't remember. Once we get there, we'll get there. But yeah, these are the grade 2s. Like I said, these right here are player's preference. You can pick whatever you want. This is just better for me. And then we're also still playing the OPGs. Even though we have 5 limit break cards in our deck, we still don't want to get pushed too hard because we do not plus. You know, you want to keep the game slow and steady. You want to just ease your opponent's resources away. Basically, you mean their PGs, ease their PGs out of their hands so you can keep swinging with that crit, and then end the game with a nice little multi-attack swing. So we're playing the OPGs that basically stop your opponent from early critting us. All right, and then we're playing 2 of the Ancient Dragon Gatling Oro. On Vanguard, on Rearguard, he's basically just another, when he attacks, retires a unit, and gets plus 5k, proccing those skills. So we're playing, what is it, 7-9, retires in the battle phase. He mostly becomes just a booster when you have your crowd, or your knight armor in Legion. So you know what I mean, he's just there just in case you need him. He literally does nothing unless you have retire. So you gotta make sure you have those so you can be able to proc those skills. And then we are still playing the Ancient Dragon and Gorg. Still pretty good when this unit is retired during your turn. If your Vanguard's Ancient Dragon Cannibals want to call this card, so he calls himself in the drop also. So basically the same skill. And then we're also playing a new card, Ancient Dragon Geoconda. Geoconda. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I just got done with a new time video, and I'm all on this on the Congo train right now. But a really good card. Basically, get Soul Blast's card, so you can be able to Legion them back and get your Legion started. He also counter charges, so you, like I said, you don't have to manage your counter blast too well because you have the counter charges, you know what I mean, in abundance. So when it's placed, Soul Blast 2 to counter charge 2, super good. We're still playing 9 draw 4 heal. Like I said, deck doesn't plus, so we need to hit these triggers so we can have cards to keep pushing our opponent. All right, so let's get into some games. Hopefully they go better than Nubatama did. I don't know what it is about like late night and late in the season. Like people are just playing the craziest stuff, and they're just getting there. This is gonna be a tough match. Pale Moon is definitely one of the tier 1 decks, and they definitely make things a little bit difficult when it comes to, you know what I mean, taking these games because they push you so hard and fast. So I'm going first. I'll hold on to the Spinal Driver. Hopefully we can keep them at our pace, but they will push the ignition button. Especially they might take advantage of us riding this 5k. That's a tough thing about riding these Soul Blast 2 do thing cards. They're 5Ks. You don't want to ride them. When you do, your opponent get punished you for it. So let's hope they don't do too much. This is at 1, so hopefully they just don't do the most. Hitting triggers early, definitely gonna be tough. All right, we're gonna ride the Knight. We actually want to keep our bite. We have this for later. If we have to ride this as our ride, I'm trying to think. I don't want to waste this retire just to try to push damage. So I'm just gonna swing. I kind of should have had an interceptor up, just because they try to do the merge because they have Zelma already. So just in case they want to do the Marichka dance on us, looks like they're going to do it and be able to push us to maybe 4. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's just 3, but we're going to see. If they have like 12k attacker plus beast, it will become a little struggle. Alright, 12k attacker, beast and soul. So do that and then call out the Zelma. If they don't plan on pushing any more damage, they might call out the starter. Alright, Zelma. Alright, it's just 2 damage. We're fine. Alright. Still no triggers though. And we draw heal. Alright. I'm not going to call the heal out because I don't know what I'm actually going to break rod over. We're already at 3, so I have to put interceptors up. Yeah, I definitely have to put interceptors up. If we're riding this, we don't really need this guy right here, so it's okay. We need this guy though. I need to get cards and drop. I kind of want to keep the baby Rex back there, so we will call this. We're going to just keep the intercept. Don't give him too much counter blast, so that we can actually get some cards in for ourselves. Since I don't have much drop, I'm more than likely probably just going to ride the Tornado Legend. You know what I mean? Damage deny or pushing for game. Let's just see. Because when we ride, we will retire these 2. This will turn into a Tyranno Legend. We would just lose this, which isn't that bad. Since we're on Tyranno Legend. But we'll see. He has 1 counter blast. So, yeah, swing here, unboosted. I mean, boosted. Call out Zelma. Put this in soul. Get 13k base. This gets super huge. And then swing. And then we more than likely go into 5. Hopefully we'll hit some triggers. We haven't seen any besides the ones we drew. I think we checked 1. No, we just rolled the break rod. Yeah. All right, so let's see if we can get some triggers. No trigger. Okay, cool. All right, we take the unfortunates. Still nothing. This right here will be crazy. This be crazy to me. I'm trying to tell you, it's the weirdest thing, man. End of the season, you just go through the struggle. All right, retire both of those. Draw 2 cards. PG. I was surprised that it wasn't a trigger because we haven't checked any, so like it should be nothing but triggers at the bottom of our deck. But yeah, all right. So let's see here. Definitely have to put the interceptor out. You have to retire 3 cards, so I'm gonna have to call this. So we have to retire our intercept, which isn't gonna help us that much, but we will try to make it happen. Alright, so let us just 13k base, so it doesn't really hit numbers. Our columns don't hit numbers, so we're just gonna do this. And then retire, call Baby Rex, all that good stuff. Alright, retire all this. Hopefully draw into a Tornado Quake or something. See, that skill draws, but it doesn't say it draws. Super weird. Super weird, if you ask me. I don't know why I put that up there. I just did anyway. Alright, heal trigger, maybe? No. Another draw trigger into a draw trigger. Alright. We gave him 1 damage, so hopefully that's not enough to kill us. I feel like it might be. Because we swing, he swings here. Retires this for counterblast 1, calls another column, PG. So, you know, we survive, but barely. But barely. We survive barely. Alright. He's definitely proccing 2B. Just hope. Well, he can't heal, so. Alright. We're just gonna pop another PG and see if they have it. Take those. We take those. This might be a Tyranno Legend decking fight. Just one PG doesn't have. All right, so at most they can have one PG, I think. Oh, maybe two. I don't know. Ooh, this guy. That guy. Hmm. Do we do it? It's better to do it. It's definitely better to do it. All right, so this thing here can hit 14. He can hit big numbers. We just Legion first, because we're not dropping this trigger. Put triggers back in our deck. Put PG back. Alright. Legion up. We can swing here. Retire this. Call Tyranno Legend here. Which we can also call this. Which this would hit what, 14 plus 5. Which I'll retire. I could retire this actually. I could retire that. It won't hurt. It definitely won't hurt to swing with this first. No trigger. And then swing with this. Use skill to retire this. Get power, get crit. Call this here. Ah, I got a trigger. Alright. We're one to pass with this guy. Retire this anyway. Get some more power. Oh, now we're not one to pass. When you do the right play by mistake. Alright, call it over this. If we hit 2 triggers, we hit numbers, we get the pop a PG. So let's just see what happens. 2 triggers. Oh! Are we gonna get there? Are we gonna get there? She could have one more PG. And she has the one more PG. Oh my gosh. If she uses the skill, she won't have enough cards to swing with. But it doesn't matter. She has a good amount of cards to actually take game, because we only got 1 intercept. So not having Marichka here is not going to help our situation. We have what was it, 2 more heals. We created 6, so I think we have 3 more heals. So we might check it here. She was always doing this, so yeah, this is game now. We don't have enough. If we had the guy defensive there, we would have been fine. She would have just made this super big and to try to hit numbers. But yeah, this hits procs our heal if we get one, and then this finishes the game. So yeah, we tried. It was a good effort. This is a good game. I definitely enjoyed this one. It was definitely nice. We definitely did a bunch of everything. You know, we did the Tyranno Legend skills, pushing a little damage with the break rod, so that was pretty nice. We just wasn't able to get the game, which is fine. You know, let's try to get another game in, see if we can take that win. Due to the Nubatama incident, we won't be able to try. We won't try to get a third game. We'll just try to get this second one and see what happens there. I definitely enjoyed both games, both clans from the clan event, which was super fun. I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't play as much as for Genesis that I wanted to. So I probably won't be doing a video for that one, because like I said, the set comes out tomorrow, and I don't think I've got enough play testing in to actually not F up, because that deck is not easy to play. It's a pretty tier 1 deck, and you don't want to mess up. You don't want to make mistakes. This is a good hand. This is probably a perfect hand that you actually want to have. You have your grade 1 ride. You have the grade 2 ride, basically retired proc early game damage, and you have your basically your dual flare to get a multi attack in when your opponent stops your crit at 3 damage. If they're playing old PGs, a lot of people have switched over to the new PGs. player's preference, I guess. All right, we'll call this no counter blast, so we will go ahead and just swing with that. No skill. So next turn we will be able to actually. Oh man, another crit guy. Is this the same guy? Oh man, what was you top 3,000 for what? What? Flaming Dragon. Flame Dragon. Oh, these guys, these people with these crits, they just trying to rank up really fast and just swinging with crit shenanigans. This is not how the game should be played. Heal and damage, unfortunate, but we'll get it out if we heal again. So 12k attacker drawn, so we will ride the retire. And then what we actually can do is call this here. And then call this booster here. And then if we hit a trigger, you know, we can push a little damage. If not, then whatever. We're filling up our drop with cards so we can Legion since we are going second. So this is fine. Creating a heal trigger. And if we hit a trigger and they don't hit a trigger, then, you know, we can push some more damage. We hit a trigger, so if they don't hit one, then we can push some damage here. No trigger. Alright, we're pushing damage. Alright, opponent at 4, at 2, hit a draw trigger, no heal. That's pretty nice. I don't know what his heals is. It might be Gancelot. So he's probably just waiting on this moment to put all his Gancelots back and get Blaster Blades. Let's see. Alright, he drops the... I don't know what his ratio is because he's playing this guy. And he's playing this guy. And he's playing that. So I already know what his ratio is. And he's playing crits and draws. So tough to figure out. Alright. Doesn't have cards to Legion. Well, he can't Legion. I can Legion though. Yeah, we got good amount of cards in drop. 2 triggers. A Baby Rex. Pretty good. Yep, Gancelot. There you are, bruh. It's fine. We pushed some good damage there. Alright. 1 damage. We really only need 1. Yeah, we only need 1, so this is fine. I don't know what PGs he's playing. I don't need to use that early yet, so let's just rod this. We have 12k attacker, so this is nice. We actually can just counter charge with this guy. So what I can do, let's just go ahead and Legion. I'm thinking about the plays. Definitely thinking about the plays. I can swing this, boost it, and then I can put the counter charger there. Actually, retire that, and this will be able to hit a good number. So let's just do that. Soul Blast, everything good. Counter charge. All right, so let's just go battle. Swing here, boost it. He got a trigger. All right, that's fine. So he's not gonna hit. He doesn't retire unless he swings at Vanguard. That's the unfortunate part. Which one's a heal? That's a draw. That's a draw. So I actually just swing over this. Yeah. He gets plus 5k, so this comes 19. Alright, let's just swing at this here. And then swing here. Retire in this. And then if I get a trigger, I guess I can swing at that, but it doesn't really do anything. Just fills up his drop for another card for him to Legion back. But we're still in good damage. We're going to damage deny him, which might not be that great, but right now, because he already has 3 open damage, which he doesn't have a PG, or he doesn't play new PGs, so let's just tack over that. It's whatever. Let him put 4 triggers back. It's cool. Because they're going to overcall it regardless of the situation. So, like, you attacking it with an attack that you don't need. Like, it's only helpful if you, if they have, like, 2 or 1 card in the drop zone, you just leave on the board. You know, if they already have, like, 3, it's fine. They're going to overcall it regardless. Especially when we push them to 5. They're definitely overcalling that and putting intercept down. What does he do? Front row during your turn if you have 4 more plus. He's 10k if you have 4 more. Whatchamacallits. So he had 4 triggers in there. He didn't put all of them back. Okay. He didn't want to put the crit back. I think that's an accident crit. It might be an accident crit. He might just put that card in there and forgot to change it to a draw. Alright, so he's gonna take on another intercept maybe. He doesn't have a counter charge, so that helps. So we're probably only gonna see like 2 damage at most done to us. Ah, he got a Gorg. That was a smart play. That was definitely smart. I give kudos when kudos is due. Alright, so yeah, 5 is where we're going. He's at 5. We don't have a retire, so I don't think I will ride the Legion unless I like top deck it or hit the draw trigger into it. He hits the Gans a lot, man. Freaking Gans a lot. Gantz. He doesn't have. We don't know if he has a PG or what PGs he's playing, so I guess just stay on here is fine. Spinal Driver doesn't change anything. Yeah. So let's just call this, and then call Driver, swing at intercepts, and just retire the grade 3 to swing with a crit. Gotta keep our boosters. Can't get rid of our boosters. Alright, and let's see if he has a PG. What kind of PG he's playing. All that good stuff. Heal trigger is definitely appreciated. We're definitely damage denying him if he does have a PG, so that's pretty good. Okay, he's playing new PGs. Okay, that's why I didn't proc. Alright, we damage denied him. He doesn't have any skills to use. We're at 3 damage. We're at safe damage. And we proc the PG. He's playing new ones, so I can't determine how many PGs he has in hand anymore, so as he calls cards, I will find out. Okay. So either he has a bunch of grade 1s or he has PGs. That's how simple it is. Alright, let's see if we can hit some defensives. Maybe? Maybe please? Maybe please. Ah, he can still heal. Oh, freaking Ganslot, man. And that's only 2. That's like the keyest 2 heals I've ever seen. This game is definitely falling out of favor for us. I really definitely feel like he has PGs. But we gotta go for it. Keep swinging with the crit. Maybe we'll hit a heal. Yeah. So go here. He plays new PGs, so we can't just swing with Van and damage deny him basically. Draw trigger. Ah, man, the draw trigger. It's just the triggers, man. The triggers are definitely coming in for him. Alright. Heal trigger for me. Heal trigger for me. Like, when your opponent heal triggers, we're supposed to heal trigger. It's supposed to be an exchange here. Yeah. I think we lose this game. He just call whatever here. Preferably a trigger. And just swing. Yeah, final turn. Alright, bro. If you want to be disrespectful, it's cool. Enjoy yourself. No amount of heals saves us here. I feel like he had probably about another PG anyway, so those heals were definitely very, 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 very on time heals. Alright, my G. Always take out your opponent's stuff, no matter. You know what I mean? You never know what could happen in the game of Vanguard. You never know what could happen. You always take out your opponent's stuff. Never assume the win. Alright. Yeah, that was okay game, I guess. Yeah, I mean he had pretty good heals at a good time, so The crit pressure is nice, but if your opponent just openly draws PGs, paladins aren't ones to have a good. They have the ratios. If you don't like some of the ratios I did use, you know what I mean. But it's a pretty good deck. It's super fun. I definitely enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I really didn't have any problems out of it. You know what I mean? Late season, everyone's playing weird decks, playing crits and shenanigans, all that good stuff. So, you know, there's probably some things I could have done to win the game actually. So there's always room for improvement. But yeah, this is the deck. I'll show you deck list again. Any support is appreciated. So like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you feel like I should have changed my ratio a little bit with other cards. I know a lot of people like the Dark Wreck shenanigans and like the self damages and stuff. So yeah. But this is my build. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually do stream Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to whenever I get tired, I guess, or whatever. Everybody stop talking to me. Uh, come take a look over there. The link is in my YouTube description about me, whatever. And yeah, hit a follow button if you do come through. Everything's appreciated, like I said. Peace. I'm out.